this is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've joined me here before. I'm here today because it is the 30th of June, so I am going to do my Q2 diamond painting review. One of my favourite diamond painting videos to watch from other creators is monthly reviews, seeing what they've done, you know, what they've completed, what their whips are. I do not get through nearly enough diamond paintings to do one of these every month, so I do one every quarter. Except in this case, this is actually for about 2.5 months of the year, because I last did a review video mid-April to celebrate my 4th year of diamond painting. So yeah, this is my next check-in after that. And it has not been a productive quarter, I have to say. I'm a little disappointed with myself. I went into a real slump a few weeks ago and did very little diamond painting, but I'm very much back on it now, I'm pleased to report. So I have 2 diamond painting completions, and I have a few mini dazzles and that kind of thing, and then I will run through my whips with you as well and just let you know kind of what I'm planning on working on in Q3 of 2025. So my first completion is Hot Cross-Eyed Bunny. Let me hold this up so you can see it properly. So this one is a very, very special project for me, because you may notice down here that this is a Crafting Cat UK release in collaboration with Diamond Art Studio UK, and I am Crafting Cat UK. If you've been around on my channel for a while, you may have seen my kind of release video that I did for this back in May. Basically, I released a spring hamper, and in amongst it were lots of different goodies, including putties, which is the primary thing that I sell in my shop, but also this diamond painting, which was designed for me by Diamond Art Studio with my input as well. And yeah, of course, I had to complete one just to see how it all looked, and I'm so happy with this little guy. He's named Hot Cross-Eyed Bunny because of my husband and his ridiculous sense of humour. Basically, we had a bunny, and I asked my husband for name suggestions, and he was just throwing things out, and he said maybe like Hot Cross Bunny. And I fed this back to Sam at Diamond Art Studio jokingly, and she in return jokingly said, "Oh, shall I see what he looks like with cross eyes?" Sent me a mock-up like this, and I was like, actually, I kind of like it. So Hot Cross-Eyed Bunny was born, and he is adorable. There are 20 colours in this kit, of which, how many was it in the end? You'd think I'd remember, given that it's kind of my kit. There were 3 frosty drills and 3 AB drills, so quite a lot of extra glitz going into it. They were highlighting the flowers and then outlining the bunny, and also in the butterflies. Yeah, he is super adorable. I don't know if I will be restocking him at some stage. I'm not sure I will be able to kind of recreate the hamper as was, but I am planning to do future hampers on different themes, so watch this space. So yeah, that was diamond painting completion number 1. Only took me a couple of days because he is quite diddy, but it was a really fun project, and of course it had all the hallmarks of Diamond Art Studios quality, so really nice drills, everything fit together well. You can see how sparkly it is. Very pleased with him. And then my next completion is my only full-size diamond painting of this quarter. So after I worked on Hot Cross-Eyed Bunny, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to work on next, and I decided to dig out an older kit from my stash. I think if you exclude kits that I have destashed since, this was probably certainly up there amongst the oldest kits I'd had. So this is Running the Distance by Dimitri Milan at Diamond Art Club, and let me show you this beauty. Here it is, and this will serve really as a post review for this kit. I'm not going to put up a separate video about it as well, but I'm so happy with this finish. I think it is gorgeous, and you can tell I really love this artwork, because for a kit to sit that long in my stash without being destashed is quite something. I can be a bit brutal every now and again when I have to keep the numbers down, but I never could get rid of this one. It came out in 2021, but I had in fact destashed it in order to rebuy it at one point to get upgraded drills and a tighter grid, because I think when it first came out they hadn't yet tightened the grid to give you that snug fit for square drills, and I really enjoy that. It was a weird one though. It was a bit of a kind of game of 2 halves. So I started this merrily in April, flew through the first half. So I worked on this half first because I work sideways on my easel. And then I got to the midway point and I don't know what it was. I just hit a real slump. So I actually did very little diamond painting in May. I would say I did this first half probably pretty much in the second half of April, and then May hit and I just wasn't doing it. I was not working on it and I didn't know what was going on really, because I absolutely loved the artwork and I enjoyed the first half so much. I think it was a lot of things. I think it was being busy. I think it was preparing for my holiday. I had some illness issues. I was really struggling with my back in May. And then we went on holiday. But also when I did sit down to it, something about this second half that is nothing to do with the artwork or the quality of the diamond painting or anything like that, but just some unspecifiable thing about the drills that needed to be placed. It wasn't gripping me in the same way. I think this second half was a lot more confetti filled, so it did slow down a lot. And some of the really bright, vibrant colours that were in the first half weren't there. You know, there was a lot of green that got a bit repetitive, and then a lot of sort of greys and browns. But honestly, I don't know if it was the kit or if it was me or if it was a combination of the two. But I just, like, in all of May, excluding the 10 days or so I was on holiday, I probably only did like maybe that much of the kit. But then when I came back from holiday, luckily I did feel up to cracking on with it and I got it completed. But it took me a while to get back into it. And I was kind of panicking. I was like, is this it? Have I gone off diamond painting? Like, why am I not wanting to work on this kit? Why am I not enjoying it when I do sit down and work on this kit? And I was thinking, like, is my mind kind of going to betray me and put me off this hobby that I've got so much out of and built a business out of, and just it's been everything to me? Like, what is going on? Why am I not enjoying this? And I could not tell you what it was about working on this kit, but for some reason it just didn't gel. And it's one of those weird things that I notice that liking artwork doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to want to work on the diamond painting, and sometimes the paintings that are most fun to work on aren't like my most favourite artwork, and just somehow it caught me with that. But I got through it, and the end result I think is fabulous. I really love this. I wish that they were still releasing more of Dimitri Milan's work. In fact, they did release one last year which I got for a sneak peek. I was very lucky to have. So it's not like completely off the radar with Diamond Art Club, but there were quite a few at one point and now very few. And I do absolutely love the artwork. I'm just checking my notes as well because I'm not going to do a separate post review. I did have some issues with drill quality, which probably did affect my enjoyment a little bit. The black drills were pretty poor, so were some of the brown colours. You know, to the point where you're tipping them into your tray and you're really having to spend a few minutes fishing through them to get the worst of the drills out. So I was worrying about running out of colours, although I didn't in the end. A lot of the pale colours also had marks on them. This is a thing I've noticed in the past few years. And I mean, maybe they're on all the drills and you just don't see them on darker drills. But paler colours, particularly pale peaches, they seem to be particularly prone to having dark marks on them. I also had in my notes that I wasn't entirely sure about the black ABs that make up her eyes and then a little bit of her hair and in her ears. They work pretty well in the viewfinder actually, so maybe it's one of those things where I shouldn't be looking at it in person. It's all about how it looks in the viewfinder. It looks a bit weird. It looks a bit weird in person, but then straight black would have been too dark, I guess. It would have made her kind of look like she had demon eyes. So I suppose it's a bit like makeup, isn't it? Like a kind of glitzy effect. I don't know. Looking at it through the viewfinder where you can see it, I actually like it an awful lot more than I did in person, because this is obviously the first time I've looked at it through a viewfinder because I haven't done a post review. So yeah. What else can I say about it really? I think I'll have mixed feelings about it because it genuinely worried me that I was going off the hobby at points. But then at the end of it, I am very happy with the finish. I think it looks beautiful. And these sections that I just didn't enjoy diamond painting for whatever reason are really effective. So yeah, I don't know. Can you relate? Have you ever had that with a diamond painting? Particularly when I enjoyed the first half so much. Like my initial notes were like, oh, I was in a bit of a diamond painting funk and this was the perfect kit to pull me out of it. And then it wasn't. But yeah, I came back from my holiday at the start of June. And like I said, it did take me a couple of days of persevering to kind of get back in the zone of wanting to keep working on it. But then I guess I did kind of get into it towards the end. And since then, it's not been an issue. I have been back to enjoying diamond painting. So yeah, I guess that's the main thing when all is said and done. So I started on April the 20th. I finished June the 14th. And I have actually been super productive in the last 2 weeks till then, since then. So yeah, it's one of those things. Hopefully I'll do a better job of picking the kits I'm most going to enjoy working on in the next few weeks, or just switching them out. I guess normally if I was not feeling a particular kit, I would just switch it out to a different whip and then come back to it at another point. And for some reason, it just never really occurred to me to do that with this. I think I was attributing my kind of funk to more of a diamond painting funk in general. So I wasn't particularly feeling any urge to work on other kits. But then when I've worked on other kits since, I've enjoyed them a lot more. So I think it did have something to do with this one. And who can say that the mysteries of what goes on in Kat's brain, I have no idea what was going on. But hey ho, and never mind, and we're past it now. After that, I had some mini dazzles to catch up on because I've been doing my months of the year set, like as it goes into every month. Just try to work out. Okay. So I hadn't done. Let me see. So it's January, February, March, April. I was stuck on April because all I'd been doing was running the distance. So then I came back and I finished. Well, did May, which is very cute. I love how these are getting more colourful as we're going further into the year. And then June is currently on my work desk in a frame, which is what I do. I switch it out every month. And I have also done July, so I've got this ready and waiting to go in the frame, I guess tonight, because it's the 30th of June today. So I'm still cracking on with these. Okay, so that's it for completions. Normally I would only consider mini dazzles a completion if I've completed the whole set. I guess I'm treating this a little differently just because my intention was always to do them bit by bit. So I'm treating them like little monthly projects. So next up, I'm going to show you my whips, my works in progress, and just talk you through my plans really for the next few weeks. The next thing that I worked on was my comparison project. I just put up a video on this at the end of last week where I've done a further row of each of the 2 kits that make up my comparison project, which is The Apprentice by Kat Fedora at Jaded Gem Shop. So I'm not going to dwell on them now. I'm just going to show you quickly in case you haven't seen that video, but you should definitely go catch that video as well if you're interested in this sort of thing. So this is the pixel charted or hand rendered version and how it's looking. And then this one is Jade's original hybrid rendering style, which is predominantly computer rendered, and how that one's looking. So yeah, they're pretty different. Obviously I went into all my in-depth thoughts on how these are turning out so far in the actual comparison video. But you can see these are very, very different. I would say the short version of my thoughts is that at the moment I am preferring the hand rendered version. I don't think it's entirely accurate to the art because it's a bit too stark. You know, the outlining is a bit too deep and bold. The colours are a bit brighter than the original artwork, but it's quicker and easier to work on, and I think the effect is really striking. But I am having some drill issues. Whereas this one, I'm having less problems with drills and kit quality in general. I do find this to be very, very, very pixelated, considering that this one is the same size, so it shows you how clear it can be at this size. This one, the colours I think are a little washed out compared to the original artwork, but you do retain a kind of dreamy, soft feel, which is in the original artwork. Through a viewfinder like this, I think it looks pretty decent. Up close, it is a little bit of a mess of pixelation, which is like, it's really cool and clever how your eye, once you have a bit of distance, can translate it into the artwork. But it does make it frustrating to work on because I can't necessarily tell what I'm diamond painting as I'm diamond painting it. So yeah, it's an interesting project for sure, and maybe in slightly different ways to what I had anticipated. Next time I come to this, I think I will be doing the next row that has the cat in. I did say in my last comparison project update video, I had hoped to flip them and start at the top and work my way in so that I could finish with the cat as the kind of main centerpiece of the project. However, the popping drills, well, I say popping, there aren't any drills popping at the moment, but the drills on this one are so tight. I say that one doesn't look properly pressed in. They are so tight and requiring so much force to go in, particularly the black drills. I am very concerned about doing the top part of the painting and then whether there will be enough space left in the middle for the drills. So I think I'm just going to carry on up in order. But yeah, I doubt I will get to doing any more of these for a little while, but I do hope to do another row at least within this quarter. So by the end of September, I would definitely like to be cracking on, have the cat done, and yeah, just get a bit more progress in. So that took me a fair bit of the rest of June. And then let me show you what else I've been working on, my other whip. The next thing I did, oh, got it the wrong way around, was another row of Outside the Sweet Shop. This is from Diamond Art Studio UK. I haven't quite got enough room for it because the actual canvas is big because it's got so many colours that the border is a lot bigger than the picture. This is their first max colour kit. It has 197 colours, so it's a whole different diamond painting challenge to anything I'd worked on before. It's 60 by 80 centimetres and it's licensed artwork from the artist Helcorio. And I just think the effect of this is fabulous. It has been a really long-term project for me, so long-time viewers of the channel will have seen this plenty of times before. I started this in January 2024, and I'm just really taking my time with it because when I'm in the mood for a lot of confetti, I absolutely love it and really enjoy it. But then I do feel like I need a break from that level of confetti again quite quickly. So I tend to only do a row at a time. I'm at a point where... No, I'm not quite 2/3 of the way through, but getting pretty close to that point. Like the next row will take me past 2/3 of the way through. So I do think that I might reach a point where I've done another row or possibly two that I feel like I just want to push on and finish the whole thing then, because in an ideal world, I would love to have this finish in 2025. I don't know. I think that's just going to ride on how much I get done of it this quarter, and I don't know how that's going to go. I tend to have ambitions to come back to my whips more often than I actually do, so we shall see. But yeah, when I'm in the mood, as I was this week, I really, really enjoy this. There's something very satisfying. I've got 3 trays of drills, and like the muscle memory of remembering where all the different colours go. And I'm reaching around and grabbing all the drills, and it's like, oh, one of this colour, 2 of that colour, back in the pots. I don't know how to describe it. It is a different experience. And when you're up close, you're not seeing much of anything. And then when you step back and you see the effect, it's just, yeah. I mean, I think I've said this in every update video, but the effect of the wet ground with the light shining on it is just spectacular. Like one of my favourite things in diamond painting. So yeah, I'm getting there, but it's taken me a while. So that is another of my whips, and let me show you my last whip. Well, sort of last. Hang on, bear with me. I guess I should actually consider these guys another whip as of last night, where basically I finished the row of Outside the Sweet Shop. I didn't want to set up my other whip on my easel because I would have to take it out again to film this video, so I thought I'll just do a mini dazzle set. So I did 2 of them last night, and I've got 4 more to do, which I will probably do tonight. But yeah, I just like this dragon set of mini dazzles. I don't think they're going to be my favourite mini dazzles ever. They are a little more samey so far than other sets that I've done, but they're very cute. So yeah, this is, I guess a whip. But onto my last whip now. So this is Christmas Cabin by Donna Gelsinger at Diamond Art Club. And as you may have just gathered, my plan is to work on this in the next few weeks and hopefully get it finished. Because a lot of diamond painting shops do Christmas in July, and it's a bit of a community thing, and there are Christmas in July events, I thought it would be good, even though I generally only work on seasonal paintings when it's seasonal, and that's what I prefer to do. But in this occasion, I thought it would be fun to try and get this last section done in July, so that when we get to Christmas season, A, this is ready to go on the wall, and B, I can have a fresh start and do something a bit different this year. I am loving this one. I am a huge fan of Diamond Art Club's rendering, as you can tell just from the sheer volume of their kits that I buy. But even then, there are some kits where I just think they particularly knock it out of the park. And this is in that category for me. I don't think I've seen any completely completed versions of this kit yet. I think mine might be the first one that I see. So that's kind of exciting too. And I think this is so effective. The snow on the trees and then the moon shining down. It is beautiful. The only thing that may stop me is that this side looks like pretty solid confetti, and a lot of it is tree confetti and green, and for some reason that I know that tires me out and makes me burn out a lot more than other kinds of confetti. I think I do better with confetti if there's a lot of different colours causing the confetti rather than just a lot of one colour. So yeah, all the tones are green. It might get a little wearing, so it would be nice to finish this in July, but if I do a row or two and I'm not feeling it, I will just put it away knowing that I've got it really close to the finish and that I can have a quick finish when it gets closer to Christmas. So we'll see how it goes. And after that, I have no idea what I'm going to be working on. Probably won't necessarily go back to The Apprentice or Sweet Shop yet, although I might, who knows, depends how long I'm working on this for, I guess. I've got various other kits in my stash that I'm weighing up whether to work on next, like the recent Richard Lorenz, it's a bling thing. I did say I fancied working on that pretty soon, or like a Richard Lorenz at least. But then also that's quite big, and I did think maybe I might like to do a smaller project next. I also thought about pulling my first Margaret Morales out of my stash. So yeah, I'm actually, it sounds ridiculous because it's like, it's not that deep, cat, it's not a big life decision, but I've actually been mulling it over for a couple of days and like making a list on my phone of possible contenders. And maybe I'll put that to you guys at some point to see what you think as well, because I'm stuck. But I'm just hoping that when I actually get through as much of this as I want to do, that, you know, the answer will become obvious to me what I want to work on next. So we shall see. So yeah, not probably quite as much to show you as there usually is in a quarterly review. I'm certainly low on finishes, but then I have made progress. I mean, relative to how much time I've been diamond painting this quarter, I'm pleased with the progress I've made, because all those 3 whips that you've seen, the outside the Sweet Shop and then the 2 versions of The Apprentice, I did a row on each of those, 2 of which are heavily confetti filled and very slow going within the last couple of weeks of June. So I felt like that was pretty good. And I'm definitely really enjoying diamond painting again. So I'm looking forward to seeing how I get on with this and if I can get it done now. So that is me. That is everything I've got to show you today. I'm absolutely roasting because it's very hot here today, so it's a bit odd standing here looking at a Christmas painting. Maybe working on this will cool me down. But I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at all these with me. If you have, please consider dropping a like on the video. It really helps support the channel. And if you're not yet subscribed, I'd love to have you stick around, so please consider doing that too. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.